All right, back-to-back reviews today. We're going to take a look at Firestone Walker's, one of their latest releases, Flyjack. This is also Parabola season when I'm filming this, which is one of my favorite beers of all time. Might be my favorite beer. So anyway, Flyjack, they're advertising this is their, I mean, it's in red right there. You can see it, 96 calorie, 4% IPA. They call it Hazy IPA. Says citrus, hazy, crisp. So they're kind of going with that whole, we're going to get the body of a hazy IPA, but we're going to make it crisp and low calorie. So yeah, let's take a look at this beer. After just reviewing the Stone beer, this is much paler. So I don't know if the Stone beer is using some crystal malt in there, but this beer just kind of looks like you're kind of like deep straw, like they're going with either a definitely a lighter base malt, maybe a Pilsner malt, something along those lines, but it's definitely a lighter malt. Bright white head on there. Okay, so the aroma, definitely a lot different than the Stone beer I just reviewed. I mean, it still has that citrus element, I'm guessing like a Citra, something like that. Get more of like a melon character. It's got a little bit of like that newer experimental hop type of note, like I get that sort of in some Neo-Mexicanos hops, maybe like a German Hilo melon. Yeah, a lot of melon, a little bit of spice in there, some pineapple. Yeah, like really sweet pineapple, melon. As I mentioned, it's the melon's so prominent that I kind of almost want to identify it, but it's yeah, almost like I almost want to say bubble gum in a weird way, but not like in a Hefeweizen way. Yeah, smells good. It's definitely different, but it's a good thing. Cheers. Yeah, as you can see, it's maybe not as hazy as some of the other beers. Firestone Walker, if you have their Mind Haze, is kind of along the same lines. It's hazy, but it's not overly opaque, anything like that. This you can see through somewhat. Almost like a beer out of the tank that hasn't been filtered or fined, and it hasn't been lagered too long. That kind of look to it. Not as much bitterness. Yeah, it's got that sweet orange notes to it. Definitely more citrus forward. The melon comes through. A little bit of like a bubblegum note. Yeah, like a candied pineapple or like a candied orange ring, something like that. So it's on the like sweeter, like candied fruit note to it. And then the malt isn't very prominent in terms of being intense or sweet. It's kind of get it towards the end. It's very light, crisp. I mean, definitely crisp. Kind of makes me wonder if they're using a Pilsner malt, because it kind of has that little bit of like malts, Pilsner malt like sweetness to it, but not quite as intense as a Pilsner. You got a little bit of that kind of mild malt sweetness, maybe a dash of like an oat or a wheat note in there, and then super dry finish. Bitterness is lower than the Stone version. Shocking, right? It drinks more like a pale ale than a session IPA. Almost like an American bitter, if you will. Less body than, say, a British bitter would. Like definitely drier than a British bitter. But yeah, the flavors are good on this one. Maybe not quite the hopping charge of the Stone beer, but hey, 96 calories, It's for a hazy beer. I mean, it doesn't have as much body as maybe someone would expect, and so it leans more towards like a West Coast style beer for sure. But yeah, 4%, 96 calories. It's a good like daily drinker, at least during the week type of beer, where you're not going to get too much alcohol and you keep the calorie count down. So, you know, what do you expect from Firestone Walker? I mean, anything you get for them is going to be quality, and Flyjack's no exception to their lineup. So, but it's out after buying this, really making me crave double DBA. It's been too long, but anyway, if I come across that, I'm definitely picking it up next time. So, it's gonna wrap this one up. Until next time, cheers.